the first time he's seeing her properly.
Sam.
Never got that emotional when I first watched it. Welcome back to Purple Nerd Reviews. My name is Sharon and today we are continuing on the supernatural journey. We are on episode 9 of season 1, Home. Now this is an episode I've been looking forward to rewatching. It's one of the most iconic episodes and we are finally getting into the plot of the season, you know, with Sam's visions and everything, and the fact that we go back to Lawrence and we have Mary as a ghost. So this will be interesting. So let's get into episode 9 of season 1, Home. Lawrence, Kansas. Oh, I really want to go to Lawrence. I mean, I know it's completely different to how it's portrayed on the show.
Why aren't you in bed?
There's something in my closet.
It's okay. It's just Mary.
See? There's nothing there.
That's one big closet.
I don't like this house.
You're just not used to it yet. But you and your brother and me, we are going to be very happy here.
Blonde woman with 2 kids. Rings a bell? Anyone? Kind of rings back to when Sam was like, when I was scared of under the thing under my bed, Dad gave me a 45. And obviously here we have a parent doing the best to reassure their child that there's nothing in the closet. I guess there's that little parallel there between the 2 families. You got no lights and the big lights? You only got a little lamp? Okay.
Please, God, don't let it be rats.
I think you'd want rats after what you go through instead of ghosties. But hey, it gets the plot moving along by finding pictures. That would be utterly terrifying. Why aren't you screaming, kid? You see a chair move by itself, you scream. Just a random box full of memories. Ah, Jeffrey, look at him. So young. Must be weird getting a call from your producer going, we need some photos of you when you were a kid, or when you were a teenager, or when you were in your 20s. There's the iconic photo of them all. Now, you're still not screaming? Wait a minute, I want to go back. She has a clown there. And what's that there? I was like, is it like a moose or a squirrel or something? No, it's not. It's fine. But that clown, I've never noticed that clown before. And here we have Sam's vision. And don't forget, I will be talking about the entire show. So if you don't want any spoilers, turn away now. Oh, Sam. I bet that must be confusing as everything.
A fishing trawler found up the coast of Cali. Its crew vanished.
Vampirates?
Cattle mutilations in West Texas.
Benny, was that you?
Wait, I've seen this.
Seen what?
His drawings got better.
Dean, I know where we have to go next.
Where?
Back home. Back to Kansas.
Okay, random. Where'd that come from?
Kind of seen Dean was thrown for a loop there.
The people who live in our old house, I think they might be in danger.
Why would you think that?
Look, you gotta trust me on this, okay?
You have to give him something, Sam.
I can't really explain it, is all.
Well, tough. I'm not going anywhere until you do.
I have these nightmares. And sometimes they come true.
Come again?
He's just like, I think my brother's lost it.
I dreamt about Jessica's death. For days before it happened.
Man, I'm sure it's just a coincidence.
No, I dreamt about the blood dripping, her on the ceiling, the fire, everything, and I didn't do anything about it because I didn't believe it. And now I'm dreaming about that tree. That's where it all started, man. This has to mean something, right? I mean, this might even be the thing that killed Mom and Jessica.
All right, just slow down.
You're overwhelming him, Sam.
I mean, first you tell me that you've got The Shining, and then you tell me that I've got to go back home, especially when I swore to myself that I would never go back there.
No, Dean. He's got so much trauma from that fire and from losing his mum.
Check this out. You gonna be all right, man?
I love that Sam's looking out for him.
Yes?
Sorry to bother you, ma'am, but we're with
Sam's
Federal.
realization.
Winchester. We used to live here.
Honesty is the best policy sometimes.
Yeah, it's so funny. You know, I think I found some of your photos the other night.
You did?
Sam's puppy dog face. How can you say no to it? I keep saying it. And it only really happens in season 15 in that lack of luck episode that it doesn't really work. There might be a few more too as well. I'll have a look out for them in the future. Can you think of anything where Sam's puppy dog eyes don't work? Let me know in the comments.
Sari, this is Sam and Dean. They used to live here.
Hey, Sari.
Hey Siri. It's a good thing I don't have an iPhone that has voice activated with Siri. Because, well, I do, but it's rubbish, so it doesn't really recognise me half the time.
So how are you liking it so far?
And I'm sure you have lots of happy memories here.
That false smile by Dean. I mean, he does have lots of happy memories there, but, you know.
We've got flickering lights almost hourly.
Oh, that's too bad.
There's rats in the basement.
Dean's realising that this is something.
I still my bed was here when they lived here.
What, Sari?
There was nothing in their closets. She had a nightmare the other night.
I wasn't dreaming. I came into my bedroom, and it was on fire.
Oh,
You're on fire. And that woman, Jenny, that was the woman in your dreams?
Yeah.
I'm just freaked out that your weirdo visions are coming true.
yeah, I think Dean's struggling to process it more because this is like brand new information to him, whereas Sam's been actually keeping this part of himself to himself, and now Dean is completely freaked out.
Oh, forget about that for a minute. The thing in the house, do you think it's the thing that killed Mom and Jessica?
I don't know.
We have to get him out of that house.
And we will.
No, I mean now.
And how you gonna do that, huh? You got a story that she's gonna believe?
Then what are we supposed to do?
We just gotta chill out.
How much do you actually remember?
I love this bit.
That night, you mean?
Yeah.
I remember the fire. Then I carried you out the front door.
You did?
Yeah, well, you never knew that?
It's crazy that he didn't know that.
Well, you know Dad's story as well as I do. Mom was on the ceiling. Whatever put her there was long gone by the time Dad found her.
You can see it in like Dean's expression how hard this is for him to talk about. He doesn't do well with emotions, and I guess speaking to Sam is the only person he can really open up to, so it's quite nice to get this little moment.
So if we're to figure out what's going on now, we have to figure out what happened back then.
It's not.
Friends, neighbor.
Does this feel like just another job to you?
Oh, that subtle
I'll be right back.
subtle facial movements of him trying to deal with the situation at hand. Here comes a heartbreaking moment where I think it's the first time I felt like properly sorry for Dean when I first watched it, because he keeps up that facade normally of like the strong one, the big brother.
This is John Winchester.
Dad, I know I've left you messages before. I'm with Sam,
He's looking over his shoulder to make sure Sam can't hear him.
and there's something in our old house. I don't know if it's the thing that killed Mom or not. I don't know what to do. Whatever you're doing, if you could get here. Please. I need your help, Dad.
That is an incredibly sad moment. And you can see him, like, all the emotion in his face, and he doesn't even shed the tear. There is not even a single man tear at that point in time. It's all still in his eyes, and he's trying to be strong, and he's worried that Sam's going to see his emotional side. And, you know, that's Dean to a T of him, especially in the early seasons. And then compare like this to another scene in season 13, where he was very emotional, even more emotional than this, to be fair. And he was like praying to Chuck to bring everybody back and everything. And then he like punches the wall and all that kind of stuff. And it just kind of, you can see that they're kind of the same energy in scene wise. It's just one has the emotions dialed up more. But yeah, so I think throughout the seasons he learns to let go a little bit more of his emotions, but it kind of starts here in our journey of watching Dean Winchester on Supernatural. This is where we first see Dean really opening up, but also not opening up at the same time because he doesn't want Sam to see. Which is kind of sad.
Nothing weird down there, I promise.
Oh god, this scene. This little monkey thing reminds me of Phantom of the Opera as well.
Oh, okay.
That thing is just... No thanks. Why do they insist on making creepy toys? Nope, nope, nope. I'm so glad we don't have garbage disposals in the UK. Because I feel terrified of cutting my finger off on them if I accidentally drop something in or... Oh, thanks. I've used one in America at Daytona in a flat that we rented, or a condo that we rented, and that was kind of, it was fun, but no. Oh, thanks. Aww. I'll just stick with the bin. God, that's a lot of blood.
It's you and John Winchester. You used to own this garage together.
What do you want to know about John?
Whatever you remember, whatever sticks out in your mind.
He was a stubborn bastard, I remember that.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And, he sure loved Mary. And he doted on those kids.
But that was before the fire. You ever talk about that night?
Not at first. He said something caused that fire and killed Mary.
You ever say what?
It did.
Oh, he started reading these strange old books. He started going to see this palm reader in town.
Do you have a name?
Misery.
All right, so there are a few psychics and palm readers in town. There's the mysterious Mr. Fortinsky, Missouri Mosley.
Here we go.
Dad's journal.
Dean studied that journal back to front, hasn't he?
First page, first sentence. Read that.
Dean's extra
I
freckly
went to
today.
Missouri, and I learned the truth.
His woman is cold banging the garden.
Why didn't you tell him?
People don't come in for the truth. They come for good news. Well, Sam and Dean, come on already. I ain't got all day.
I love her sass, even though she's a bit harsh on Dean.
Oh, you boys grew up handsome.
Oh yeah.
And you were one goofy-looking kid, too.
I bet he wasn't.
I'm sorry about your girlfriend. And your father. He's missing?
Dean's shocked at that. I mean, you come to a palm reader, what do you expect?
Where is he? Is he okay?
I don't know.
You're supposed to be a psychic, right?
I may be able to read thoughts and sense energies in a room, but I can't just pull facts out.
Sam loves it when someone rips into Dean.
Boy, you put your foot on my coffee table, I'm gonna whack you with a spoon.
I didn't do anything.
Well, you were thinking about
Doesn't
it.
look like it. Maybe he was thinking about it. Sam's very impressed with Missouri.
Okay.
He came for a reading. A few days after the fire.
A few days.
I just told him what was really out there in the dark. I drew back the curtains for him.
What about the fire?
So I wonder how long after that he found out about all the supernatural stuff did he actually leave Lawrence? So, because if it was only a few days after the fire that he found out about it, that would have screwed him up royally. I mean, one thing, you've just lost your wife, and your youngest child was almost, consumed by fire as well, and then you discover that it was like a supernatural entity that killed your wife. I mean, the hell are you going to respond to that? It's, yeah. Fuck you, Azazel.
Do you know about what killed our mom?
A little. He was hoping I could sense the echoes, the fingerprints of this thing.
What was it?
That was a Prince of Hell, so it's very powerful. Good at covering tracks,
But
I
it
guess.
was evil.
Look, I feel just
Definitely
awful
evil.
about the poor man's hair.
You think something's back in that house?
Definitely.
I've been keeping an eye on the place, and it's been quiet.
But Dad going missing and Jessica dying and now this house, it just feels like something's starting.
Oh yes, you have no idea, Sam. 15 years of something happening. Alright, final destination.
Richie? Baby, where are you?
I remember the scene when she opens the fridge, you can't actually see the kid inside. So obviously you can't lock children inside fridges. So, but they could have angled it or positioned it a little bit better. See, look, there's no kid there. They could have done it from that angle instead.
This is our friend Missouri.
If it's not too much trouble, we were hoping to show her the old house, you know, for old time's sake.
I'm kind of busy.
Listen, Jenny, it's important.
Forgive this boy. He means well. He's just not the sharpest tool in the shed. But hear me out.
Don't you insult my boy.
About what?
I think you know
Just because he's not sidekick like you, it doesn't mean he's not the sharpest tool in the shed.
something. This used to be your nursery, Sam. This is where it all happened. Got an EMF?
Yeah.
Amateur.
Why are you giving him shit?
This ain't the thing that took your mom.
What is it?
Them.
Yep, it's them. This episode always reminds me of a Buffy episode in season 2. The episode with the couple in the school, that haunts the school, a ghost and a poltergeist. They even have a very similar ritual to get rid of the poltergeist in this, where they break the wall and shove up like a hex bag in or whatever it is. They do something similar in Buffy, and it always reminds me of it. And I don't think I've heard anybody talk about that before. It's like, you know, two ghosts, you know, one malevolent, one not malevolent, and, you know, they try and find a way of resolving. But yeah, it's kind of a... it's like two ghosts, one malevolent spirit and one not quite malevolent. So you have like the guy in the supernatural, the guy in Buffy, the ghost guy, and then the ghost girl, the teacher. She's not the malevolent one, and then in this one it's obviously Mary who's not the malevolent one, but then a poltergeist is, and Mary destroys the poltergeist, and then yeah, it's quite interesting. And in both times, the hex bag ritual thing doesn't actually work for both of them.
Real evil came to you. It walked this house. That kind of evil leaves wounds. It's attracted a poltergeist.
You said there was more than one spirit.
There is.
God, it's 27 minutes into the episode, and I feel like it's barely started. There's not really much happened.
Nobody's dying in this house ever again.
That's the stubbornness he gets from John.
And this will destroy the spirits?
It should.
Nope.
It should purify. We'll each take a floor, but we work for
What do you expect, Dean?
Look, I'm not sure I'm comfortable leaving you
Yeah,
guys here.
I'm going to leave 3 strangers alone in my house to exercise ghosts.
It'll be over by the time you get back.
That is not a Sam thing to do. That is Jared playing with that hammer. More Final Destination stuff here. Couldn't do this in a British house, it's all brick. You were literally seconds away from putting it in. You could have put it in and then ducked. Ooh. Oh, Sam. I know this kind of stuff is very exhausting for them, pushing back against seemingly nothing. Come on, Dean, save your little brother. There we go. See? He is smart. And the poltergeist has seemingly been evicted. Aww. Give your big brother a hug. So, Dean saved Sam's life. Good on ya. Yeah, about that.
What happened?
We fought ghosts. What do you expect?
We'll pay
Don't you worry. Dean's gonna clean up this mess.
Excuse me, Missouri, you should also help. You help make the mess.
And don't cuss at me.
Everyone loves Missouri, and I'm just like, actually, she's a bit too harsh on Dean. And yet he's helping her down the steps. He's such a good guy. And we're still with her, which means it's not over. Especially considering we're only 33 minutes into the episode. That is full-on Exorcist right there. Look, Sam's a better psychic than Missouri because he knows it's not over.
I still have a bad feeling.
Why?
Yeah, well, probably, but I just want to make sure. That's all.
I could be sleeping in a bed right now.
Dean loves his sleep. There we go. That's what Sam hadn't seen. And here's the guy in a suit. It's supposed to be Mary. Guy in the fire suit.
Sam's got your kids, come on.
Oh. Now Sam's being the hero. Dean's worried. Oh my god.
Take your brother outside as fast as you can and don't look back.
Oh, poor Sam.
Sari, you're safe.
He's inside. Something's got him.
Oh, that worry on his face. It's nothing worse to Dean than losing Sam. His big brother. But in a good way. Not his demon.
Sam! Sam!
Go, go, go!
What? Why?
Because I know who it is. I can see her now.
Oh. Mary's been in that house all this time. Oh, Dean. Just imagine Mary saying no to her Reaper, and then, like, you know, weeks, months, maybe a year, John leaves and goes hunts ghosts and the demon, and only a few days later after he discovers it. You can just imagine how Mary in the same house as John, not being able to communicate because she's a new ghost, and seeing John discover the supernatural and then become a hunter. Oh my god, I'd never really thought about that before. But I mean, it's like when Bobby died and Kevin died, and they were both hearing what Sam and Dean were talking about. They just couldn't communicate with them. And Mary would have been, you know, we'd be like, great, now my boys are probably going to grow up to be hunters. I mean, obviously she doesn't remember that after she got back alive again, so, but still, Jesus Christ. Oh.
Dean.
Oh. It's the first time he's seeing her properly.
Sam.
Same, Sam. Same.
I'm sorry.
Crying.
For what?
Yeah, she's apologising for the deal.
You get out of my house.
His badass hunter Mary.
I go with my son.
You go, Mary. Never got that emotional when I first watched it. But after being on a journey with these guys for the past 20 years almost. Yeah.
No, it's over.
Thanks for these.
Don't thank me, they're yours.
They have more memories and
There's no spirits
possessions.
in there anymore this time for sure.
Oh, Missouri, come on. You thought there wasn't any last time.
Your mom's spirit and the poltergeist's energy, they canceled each other out.
I don't think that's actually what happened. I think maybe Mary destroyed the poltergeist, and because she managed to actually save Sam, after feeling like she let him down, maybe gave her some closure, and that's kind of what, you know, it gave her the closure to get to heaven. because we know in the future that she was with John in heaven. So, yeah. So, I think she saved him, and then obviously we know they didn't cancel each other out, as like she's not destroyed. She went to heaven. So I think the fact that when she saved them from the poltergeist and she got to say sorry, that was her closure. And that's what got her out of being a ghost. So, yep. But it's funny that Sam had a vision of this, because a lot of his visions were to do with like the psychic kids, but this has nothing to do with that. So,
Your mom destroyed herself going after the
nope,
thing.
she didn't.
Why would you do something like that?
Well, to protect her boys, of course.
I think Missouri's just a lot of guesswork.
You sensed it was here, didn't you? Even when I couldn't.
It's because he's got that demon blood.
I know I should have all the answers.
Why should you? You don't know them, really.
I don't know.
Oh, there's the lie. John's probably told her something. Missouri didn't tell John, though, because John didn't know that Sam had psychic visions until they tell him later in the season.
Don't you boys be strangers.
We won't.
We'll see you in 13 years. So you can come back and we can kill you off. Yeah, that's about right.
That boy, he has such powerful abilities.
Oh, yeah.
Why he couldn't sense his own father, I have no idea.
Oh, John. Do you think Missouri phoned him, or do you think he came because of Dean's phone call? I wonder which.
Mary's spirit. Do you really think she saved the boys?
I do.
And that's true. That's a sign that we can't let go, that he's still wearing that.
John Winchester, I could just slap you.
Says the entire Supernatural fandom.
Why don't you go talk to your children?
I want to, but I can't.
Why not?
Not yet. Not until I know the truth.
The thing is, he knows the truth, doesn't he? The thing is, he knows a lot of the truth already, I believe. There was someone mentioned recently that, you know, maybe Chuck or Angel spoke to John about Sam, which I found quite an interesting theory, to be honest. But yeah, he definitely knows something about Sam. Whether he knows about Lucifer or not, you know, that's up to interpretation. But wow, I mean, I'm gonna stop this. So yeah, I mean, John not wanting to talk to them, I guess he knows they are gonna ask for answers, and he can't give them answers right now. So I guess that's the why he can't. But, I mean, this episode I enjoyed it, but I did feel like some of it moved. I think this season is incredibly slow. It's kind of I've been watching stuff from like the 90s and everything, and everything's at a slower pace than it is these days. So I think I'm just used to a bit of a faster pace, but it's quite slow at times. Sometimes that's good for effect, other times it's not needed, I don't think. But obviously I still love this episode, but it's really the last 10 minutes that kind of elevate it to really good status. And then obviously we've got Dean's phone call, that's really good. All the emotion that he puts into that scene is just mwah. It kind of gives me an essence of who Dean is and the actual vulnerability of him. So for this episode, I think it was good. It's definitely not like top tier. I think it's got to be around an 8.5 because we get to see like more of the plot. We have Mary, we have Dean's phone call, and then, you know, especially now, it made me cry. So anything that makes me cry is probably going up there. She says about the Supernatural finale that a lot of people hated. I know I'm probably going to get a lot of hate when I get to that one because I didn't mind the finale, even though I cried my ass out. But yeah, anything that brings emotion to be like that is a good episode, I think, or at least a good part of an episode, because that's what TV is supposed to do. It's supposed to give you those emotions to feel, even if it's negative emotions. 8.5 was a good rating for this one, I think. It wasn't the most thrilling or exciting episode, but it had its moments, sweet moments, heartbreaking moments, and we got a bit more of the plot, and we get to see John finally, even if it's not with the boys. So big win for that. In terms of who won the episode, I mean, both Sam and Dean both won this episode. Dean saved Sam. Sam was the one who, you know, saved Jenny and the kids because he knew it wasn't over. So in terms of that, I think it's a big win for both of them. And I'm sorry, but Missouri, I did like you and like how sassy you are, but you know, lay off Dean for a little bit, please. I mean, come on, can't you tell he's going through emotions? Or did you do that to distract him from his emotions? Oh boy. But yeah. Next episode is Asylum. It's an episode that I tend to skip. I remember it just being a bit too slow for me and kind of boring. So I hope it's not going to come across like that when I watch it next time. I might even find some stuff that's more interesting in that episode. So stay tuned for that episode, and I will see you next time.